What's up, guys? So I bought another guitar. I got this. This is Lexi. It is a 2008 Jackson RRMG made in Japan, and it is the tits, dude. This thing is awesome. Not generally a fan of maple fretboards, but I think it looks different enough that I like it, and I've never seen another one in person. They only made them for 2 years, and it's pretty rad. This is my 2013 Indonesian-made RRMG, and I just wanted to compare the two and kind of show you guys what's out there on the used market. This was 500 bucks, this was 700. If you look, you can find a great deal. You don't have to pay $2,000 for a brand new one or whatever they cost, and it's probably full of finish flaws and may or may not play great out of the box. These are awesome guitars, dude. So I want to show you guys the differences between the two. They are both maple neck through. They both have alder wings. They both have a Floyd Rose 1000. They both have jumbo frets. They both have a compound radius. They both got Sharkeys. This is a 22 fret. This is a 24. This has one pickup and it's rear loaded for the electronics, so there's no plate right here. This obviously has two pickups, a volume, a tone, and a three-way, and there's an aluminum plate on top. I swapped out the EMGs in this for a Seymour Duncan Custom and a 59 in the neck, and I'm really happy with that. Much happier than I was with the stock EMGs. This one has an EMG 81, and I don't understand why, but I really like this pickup in this guitar. It really works, and I've got it tuned down to drop B, and it just chugs, and it feels super tight, and I can do pinch harmonics anywhere. I can get my dime squeals in. It's super rad. This one has black binding. This one has that cool, if you watch, I had a whole video about this guitar. It has a really cool like black perloid stuff. This one's got a bare neck on it. This one has a painted neck. This one has a three-piece maple neck, which has no scarf joint, so it was one big ass block of maple that they cut all of this out of. And this one has a one piece, and it does have a scarf joint. It's probably not going to show up on camera, but I can just very faintly see the outline, and painted neck, but it's not sticky at all. I waxed it up and it's even better now, but it's not sticky at all. And I'm sure that this piece is different from, you know, there's a separate piece in here that it was glued to. I don't know though. You can't see it. It's all painted in. Another difference is the battery boxes. They used these really nice ones back then, which have this extra little door, and the whole thing pops in, and it's just really solid. It doesn't move at all. Versus this one from Indonesia, which the same battery box is really common now. I haven't seen one of those for a long time. I don't know if they still make them. This just has a little door. I don't need a battery anymore, so I'm cramming some foam in there because this thing flops around. It makes noise and it drives me crazy. So I got a bunch of foam in there now. Now it doesn't do it when you're like playing. It would like hit my body and click like that, so I got to readjust the foam. But anyway, this has a really nice black anodized aluminum plate on the back. It's also got one on the front where that one has plastic. They both fit like perfectly flush, unlike the new Japanese ones. This has the cool metallic, I think they call it aluminoid inlays, which depending on the light, I've got this really bright light right here, so you probably can't tell from the video, but they disappear when it's dark. Like when there's not light shown on them, you can't really see them, which is really cool. And then like if there's a light up high, they kind of, let's see if you can see it. Like you can see the top ones, but not the bottom ones in certain light. It's really cool. So the neck on this, they're the same thickness in the very middle. I checked, but this one, the shoulder, so this part ends abruptly like right here. So there's this flat spot, and then it just abruptly changes shape, and then the shoulder's really fat. It's a really odd shape. And when you're playing and rolling, you know, because you kind of roll your thumb across the back, you can really feel it, and it feels like speed bumps, and it drives me crazy. I hate it. And it's just the shoulder shape. But this one, even though it's the exact same thickness, the shoulders stop all the way up here instead of down here. So you can't feel them when you're playing. It just feels like it's flat. You can't feel that at all. So I'm gonna copy this shape directly onto that and make that feel like this because I really like it. This is my favorite neck, maybe that I've ever had, but definitely that I have now. And let's see, what else can I say about them? Truss rod adjustment is different. They have different truss rods. This has, and I should have taken the covers off, but this has like a Gibson style where it's just a nut and it's a one-way, so you can only tighten it. Well, you can loosen it too, but it only you know, pushes the neck up. It won't push it back down if there's an overbow, which is fine. As long as it's a well-made neck and you don't, you know, leave it outside in the sun when it's 120 or below freezing or something, it'll be fine. This one has a two-way truss rod and it has an Allen wrench. I prefer this kind when I buy used because if somebody stripped it out, you can easily get it off and just replace it, where this one ends up being a much bigger deal. This one has 24 frets, that has 22, same size fret wire. They seem to be wearing the same. The only quality control issue on this one is the inlays are all lifting on just the bottom here. And this one looks kind of ugly. They like overdid the, they over routed it and kind of filled it in and it looks ugly. This is all really easy to fix. There's some material missing on this one too. I don't know how well that's showing up. Hopefully it is. Little material missing there. Pretty easy to fix this stuff, so I'm not too worried about it. I got this for 700 bucks. The guy was a collector and he's like, oh, it's too scratched up, it has too many dings. But like the wings are in great shape. There's just a couple little dings on them. And you know, there's a few little dings, nothing that breaks the finish, and there's surface scratches all over it. There's some areas that were repaired at one point on the top. I don't know if that was at the factory or, you know, from a previous owner, but you can't really see them unless you look for them in the direct light, and most people wouldn't even know what to look for. They'd never notice it. Overall, it's in great shape. Plays amazing. The so necks, when you neck relief on every guitar, you know, some of them have the same amount on both sides, some have more or less relief on one side to the other. This one, I've got it set up so this side just has the almost imperceivable amount of relief, and this one has a little more, which is great for just slamming on these strings and just like, you know, it gives that extra relief so the string can oscillate without buzzing. So I've got this action ultra low and it's super easy to play and fun to play, and I greatly prefer playing this one over that one because of the weight and the neck. This one's 7 pounds and it's just effortless to play, standing up and sitting. This one, man, I got a little frog in my throat. This one is 8 pounds and it's not heavy, it's just a little heavy, you know what I mean? So when I'm sitting with it, I gotta kind of hold it up with my hand, and when I'm standing with it, I gotta kind of muscle it around, and it's not horrible. It's not horrible, but I like that one just a little bit better, especially with the neck. Once I shave this neck down a little bit, I think it'll be good to go. Finish flaws on this one, there was just some like kind of, the finish just kind of looks like orange peely, kind of looks like, what do you call that rubber spray you spray on stuff, you know? I don't remember what that's called. People like paint their wheels with it and stuff, and paint stuff with it. I think it was originally made for like tool handles. Damn, I don't remember the name for that. It kind of looks like that. But otherwise, qualities on this one is great. I still love it. It still rocks. I'm still going to keep it. I'm going to keep practicing my finish repairs on it, and then eventually just respray it a color. I don't know, I might paint it black again. I might paint it Ferrari red. I don't know. I dig it though. They're both rad. So if you guys look around, this was 500 bucks. This was 700. Like, those are great deals, dude. You can find great deals on great used Jacksons. I know prices are going up. You just gotta keep looking, man. You'll come across them. They're out there. You don't gotta spend $2,000 on a, or $1,500 on a made in China one with cracklefish that hides all the crazy imperfections. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing. The bars, dude. I changed out the bars on both of these, and I tried different things. So these are both I bought from Floyd Rose. They're made in Germany. They're original Floyd Rose stuff. Always buy that when you're buying parts. If you're buying from Floyd, don't get the 1000 series or special or whatever. Get the original stuff. It's worth the money. So this one is the push-in kind, and it's got a collar on here with a little set screw. You can adjust the tension. When I play, sometimes I have it up here, you know, so I can dive really easily, and then when I don't want it there kind of in my way for everything else, I push it to the back so I can get my dime squeals in. Or, you know, if I want to flutter, I can just reach back and just kind of whack it, and it'll just flutter on me. But I like it to stay that way, and the collared arms that come stock on Floyd Roses, they loosen up and they have a bunch of play, and when you're trying to use them, there's just a bunch of play in there, and it sucks. This has like just hardly any play, and it stays where you want, and you can just pull it out. You don't have to mess with anything, and I've only had it for a couple days, but so far it's working great. This one is the old style that originally came on the Floyd Roses, and you screw it in like this. You wheel it around a bunch of times until it gets nice and tight. But to take it off, you got to stick a wrench on here to hold it while you loosen it. But the trade-off there is it just feels rock solid, absolutely no play. And for some reason, dude, this is really tricky. For some reason, I think it's the weight of it. It's a lot heavier than that one. It just flutters like crazy, and it's just locked in and rock solid. And you can adjust the tension by, you know, you hold this collar down with the wrench, and then you twist this in, and depending on how hard you twist it in, is how much tension it has for, you know, swinging back and forth. So this is my go-to now. You got to carry a wrench if you're using a case, but this is my go-to. Anyway, guys, this video is getting long. Thanks for watching. If you got any Rhoads, tell me what kind you got. I just love Rhoads guitars, dude. They're so sick. So, oh, one other thing. I keep saying that. These cutaways are a little less sharp, and I think the body is a little tiny bit more narrow. Like, look at the cutaway area right here. You see that? Now look at this one. It's much sharper. I think the body is slightly wider. You see that? This is much sharper shape, and this is wider. Kind of crazy. I can't see any other differences besides that. Like, I tried like laying them up like this, you know, trying to see if there was some kind of thing going on, but I don't think so, man. I think everything else is the same. This body just is out a little bit more. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching.